A very happy Friday to you and yours, friends. Alongside Chris Murray, I'm Mike Stephenson. This is a special edition of NSN Tonight from the American Century Championship as our coverage of Tahoe's best event continues. That's saying a lot. A lot of great things happen here. It counted for real today, Chris. 18 holes in the books, and if round one is any indication, get your popcorn ready for the weekend.
Yeah, beautiful day, and you just keep hearing these cheers from all over the course, and you just whip your head around. What just happened? A miracle happened today. Charles Barkley holding out from the fairway for an eagle.
Video
but,
coming.
It could just be fans having an interaction with a celebrity.
Yeah.
It could be somebody throwing a football toward a boat and somebody diving off it and catching it. So, yes, definitely a lot of joy and a lot of roars throughout the course today.
Of course, part of our coverage is a lot of fun things, and then we get serious about the golf as well, because a lot of these competitors get serious about the golf as well. 4 players scoring 20 or more points today, led by the reigning runner-up, our pick to get it done, Joe Pavelski, on his birthday. 23 points. He leads everyone. Right behind him, Vinny Del Negro, Taylor Twellman, and Stephen Curry.
I actually yelled happy birthday to him. I was kind of following his group, and he just gave me a little thumbs up. It's all business for Joe Pavelski, and business was good today. They did bring Alex Caruso and Adam Thielen into the media center about halfway through Joe Pavelski's round, and they were almost resigned to everybody who was playing for second place, because he got off to such a great start, does have that first round lead. It's not a huge gap, but Joe Pavelski, everybody thought he was going to have a good tournament, and certainly day one was great.
We had a chance to visit and hear from some of the leaders after 18 holes of play.
Anything I hit close today, within kind of 10, 12 feet, I didn't really make, and then I made probably 3 of them that were around 20 to 25 feet, and it was made it on 5 and 6, I think it was, and then kind of got one on 10 and went from there. I think the biggest thing that I'd like back from it is the par 5s. I made 3 pars and a bogey, so there was a chance for it to be really good, but leader in the clubhouse, you're not going to complain a whole lot.
Around, but I had a great day. It was a lot of fun. I got to play with Devontae Adams and Derek Carr, great dudes. I really enjoyed walking around and getting to hang with them, and then obviously playing well helps too.
A lot of scrambling, which you do out here, and try to make some hard-earned bogeys and make a bunch of pars. So it was good. Obviously, you look back, you're like, man, I could have made a couple putts there coming in, but I also made a putt I shouldn't have made, so it all evens out.
It was obviously fun playing with my dad and my brother and the matching outfits and everything, getting the vibes going. Joe said it yesterday about Pavelski, and like, you don't know what your game's going to feel like once you get into a tournament in the first round, so just kind of figuring out those first 3 holes. Got a birdie on 4, which is nice to kind of get me going. And then 3-putted 9, which was tough. And then on the back, like, there was a huge I lost one on 13, got up and down for par, which is a good save. And the whole point of this is, like, you want to make birdies, but keeping the big numbers out is always important. So average, I think, as I played, I held the big numbers out, which allows you to stay relevant. So excited for tomorrow. The top 10 looks pretty stacked. There's names that have won, who haven't won, and should be fun.
Did not get a mention of the defending champion, Marty Fish, 17 points day one, so he's definitely in striking distance, but not in the top 5.
A little bit of a surprise. So we have had 5 different winners the last 5 years. That's kind of a welcome change. Mark Mulder won 3 in a row from 2015 to 2017. So there's been good diversity of who's hoisting that trophy. It's usually pretty familiar faces up toward the top of the leaderboard, although Taylor Twellman tied for 3rd. That's kind of a new name. He made his ACC debut last year. He's got 21 points, 2 behind Joe Pavelski, Vinny Del Negro with 22, Steph Curry with 21 as well, and then Adam Thielen and Alex Caruso, as we mentioned, also in that top 6. So a good cast of names. Some of those guys have never won this before. 4 of the top 6 have never won this tournament. So I think it's rounding up to be a really fun weekend.
Very excited to see it all come to fruition. Now, we're talking about the guys at the top of the leaderboard, but I think the most impressive performance today came from a gentleman that's actually doing an interview with our Nikki Pico over there, it looks like. Come on. It's Charles Barkley, who holed out, I'm trying to remember what hole it was, on 2, right?
The second.
His second hole.
Par 4.
From 88 yards out, and thankfully, somebody in the crowd got video of it that we can air. And, I mean, what a moment. He ends up with 9 points, the best round he's ever had in the history of him coming to this tournament, which is a long history.
So an eagle, that's 5 points. So the gentleman who got the video is actually the kicker for Yale. So shout out to him.
So random.
So we were able to get that from him. What a great shot. It's not very often you even spin your ball backwards. So just being able to do that is really cool. But then to hit the flagstick drop, that was certainly the loudest cheer of today. Steph Curry said he thought somebody had hit a hole-in-one and he was trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
he's kind of a friendly rival with Charles Barkley, so I don't think he wanted to give him a ton of credit. But to think Charles Barkley in the top 25, when the bet on him is will he finish in the top 65. So absolutely phenomenal round.
He's in great
9
shape.
points overall, 5 on that hole. He actually birdied the next hole as well. So Charles Barkley and Fuego, Dan Patrick's out here, for a little bit early in his round today.
I mean, he played better than Seth Curry, Ray Allen, guys that play a ton of golf. Alfonso Ribeiro takes his golf very seriously. And so, yeah, we're rooting on the Chuckster to get into that top 20. Wouldn't that be something? I sort of buried the lead. We got a lot of fun stuff on the show today. We had guests. We had Hall of Famers. We had fan favorites, first-timers, also a quarterback who played for your favorite team, the Buffalo Bills. A lot of fun stuff to get to.
So that's Ryan Fitzpatrick. We've got a couple of first-timers who are going to come join us up here on the set. You got George Kittle, and I would say I always look at jerseys. I don't know why. Sports jerseys are just fun for me to look at.
Yeah.
Steph Curry by far. There might be more Steph Curry jerseys in the audience than everybody else combined.
That's a great point.
But second place tied for me, Josh Allen and George Kittle. So certainly a fan favorite. A lot of people come over from the Bay Area. He is the people's tight end for the San Francisco 49ers, so he'll join us up here on the desk. And then Grant Hill, the Hall of Famer.
Come on.
Going to be on NBC real soon with NBA returning to NBC, and also has a huge role with the Olympic team. He picks the players who won the gold medal in Paris and will be taking the court in Los Angeles. So have
we got
chats with all them.
to pick their brains about a lot of fun stuff. And again, yes, George Kittle. That was a big fish to reel in for us, so we were excited about that. I already got some texts from people back at the station that are a little jealous that we got George Kittle. Nonetheless, there is that field that wants to take this very seriously, and I got a feeling this is gonna be fun on Sunday.
Yeah, and you mentioned Joe Pavelski that we had picked him. You'd said he didn't get any birdies on the par fives, which is pretty incredible. Because this scoring system, it's all about can you get a birdie, can you get an eagle?
Like
pars, you get a point for that. But you've got to rack up a lot of birdies and eagles. You've got to go under on a few holes to be able to win this championship. So he didn't play his best, and he's still at the top of the leaderboard. He's probably one of the more serious guys in the field. I think he wants to win this thing really badly. Everybody else, who's won it before, they certainly want to win it, but there's not that monkey on the back. So he's definitely taking this very seriously. We know Steph Curry, extremely competitive as well. And another feature you're going to see on today's show, LeBron James broke out the golf clubs for the first time maybe ever in his life last week. We got some reaction from some NBA stars on what that looked like and whether we'll ever see him come out here to the American Century Championship.
Also visiting with Jonathan Thomas, the president and CEO of American Century Investments. Our yearly check-in with him, as he is really the one that makes this thing go. He gets name dropped by all the celebrities every time we come out here, and so he's the biggest one, the biggest name out here, a lot of people would say. So Jonathan Thomas will join us. Again, we've got Hall of Famers. We have Grant Hill. We have George Kittle. George Kittle's coming up next momentarily, but I want to get into more of just the golf angle here because I think Curry, I felt like he wasn't so confident in his game. We heard from him yesterday, but sure enough, 21 points. Got to get an Annika Sorenstam mention in there. 17. She's in striking distance. I know she wants this.
Yeah,
thing.
you also had Vinny Del Negro had a good round, and he was talking about how he hadn't played any golf. His back's been hurting. He needs back therapy. He's going to have to go get a massage after this. It seems like everybody's sandbagging it. Nobody wants to say, I'm in really good form. I feel like I'm going to win this thing because maybe that's jinxing it, coming in a little bit too confidently. You know that Steph Curry is going to be able to find his way up toward the top of the leaderboard. His target number is 75, so they play for that Curry belt.
That's right.
Him, Seth, and Dell all played in the same group today. By far, the biggest crowd's following them. And then the Kelsey brothers also had a really big crowd. We did not see Taylor Swift quite yet. We'll see if we get her over the weekend.
They can't handle her here, yeah.
But yeah, Steph Curry's target number is 75. A little bit below that right now, but that kind of is going to be the figure you're going to have to hit to win this thing. If you get to 80, you're almost certainly going to win this thing. That's a really big number, but 75, that does seem to be like kind of what these guys want to hit if they're contenders, if they're going to win this tournament.
Last year, Marty Fish's 83, I believe, second highest score in the history of the tournament. We'll see if Marty can make a move with Saturday on deck. Of course, still 36 more holes to play, at least. We've seen playoffs in recent years before the trophy is hoisted come Sunday afternoon. Well, we got a lot of fun stuff to get to on the show today. We've pretty much teased it all. Coming up next, George Kittle is here on NSN Tonight. Our coverage of the American Century Championship continues as we are thrilled to be joined by a first-timer here at the ACC from the San Francisco 49ers. It is George Kittle. Welcome back to Tahoe. First time taking in this tournament and first time taking in Tahoe in the summertime, right? How's it been?
Just an absolute honor to be a part of the American Century Championship. First time, loving it. I mean, the fan interaction's fantastic. The course is beautiful. Just all-time high vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you knew you were going to be playing in this for a while, so I'm sure you've had moments to kind of imagine what it's like. You've seen it on TV. How does that compare with actually going out there and walking the golf course and actually being here?
You know what? My anxiety for just playing 4 straight days of golf has been pretty high because I don't play golf in front of people very often. But the fact that I feel like 75% of the people here are Niners fans,
Yep.
the positive reinforcement that I've got on the course has definitely calmed my nerves a lot.
Like, even if you hit a bad shot, they're like, yes, George, we
Perfect.
love you. You're doing amazing. We love you.
Minus
all you need.
9 points, your first ever competitive round at the ACC. That's respectable.
Hey,
All
you
right?
know what?
You're not in last.
I'm a 16 handicap, so I'm pretty pumped about it.
Tell us your history in the game of golf. How long have you been playing?
Seriously, probably like 2.5 years,
Okay.
maybe 3. Probably since McCaffrey got us all PXGs for Christmas a couple years ago.
That's what
Like,
kind
I
of
got to do it now,
you?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I used to just play like off season. I'd go to Cabo and play a couple rounds here and there, but most of that was drinking beer.
Okay, so we were talking to Jonathan Thomas earlier from the American Century.
Yep.
And he was talking about your putting.
Yes.
Like that you have to literally like squat. We saw a little bit of it today. Like, how did you come up with this putting style? I mean, it's different. Like, I think
is.
you've got a unique
Michelle Wee.
deal. Like, that's what it was?
You know, when I was in college, back when I would like use my friends' clubs and I would shoot about 140 around, it's like, I got to get better at this putting thing. And my wife's roommate was a golfer, and so that's how she putt. And she's like, just try this. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it just always stuck.
I feel like 17 is meant for you. What's your experience been like on 17 so far? The party hole, of course.
The golf part of it wasn't great, but the atmosphere was electric, and I definitely fed into that energy. I had so much fun.
It's
out
one
there.
thing to see that like on TV or pictures
Yes.
and then actually be there, right? It's just unbelievable.
I want the music at every hole. That'd be my preference. But you know what? I know it's a golf tournament, so we can't do that all the time. But I'm loving it. I love the people on the boats. It's so fun.
Okay, so 17's blast, but yesterday on 7, you had an interesting experience. You actually cut a dude's hair.
I did.
You cut a little hair off.
I did.
They actually commented that you layered it nicely.
I did.
Like,
I did
was that the
layer it.
first-
Know what you're
did you-
doing.
Do you ever have to like cut your own hair? Like, how did you know how to do that so
No,
well?
I would never touch my own hair. I actually used to kind of cut my friend's hair in like middle school and high school. I'm not saying I did very good at it, but I am mildly comfortable with some shears in my hands.
Were you happy? They also did like this 5-way shotgun. Were
Yes.
you happy with your shotgun time?
Oh, I went against the 4 guys in my group and I won that one.
So-
I'm not sure if that's saying a lot because they're all American Century workers, and you know I drink beer sometimes as my side job.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody that you wanted to meet out here that you had to meet and get in front of, or
That's a
anyone
good
that makes you starstruck out here?
I'm not lying. Playing 18 holes with Larry Fitzgerald and Dwight Freeney was awesome because I grew up like a Colts fan kind of because they had Bob Sanders and Dallas Clark from Iowa, and so watching Dwight Freeney just spin around and get sack after sack after sack, and then being able to play around a golf with him was really fun for me.
Do you think you'll get paired with Juszczyk at all
I
this
think,
weekend? You hope to?
I think I shot a 92 and he shot like an 86 or an 87. So hopefully I get paired with him at some point because, you know, when he plays with me, he plays really good because I keep him calm and easy.
Is there a trash talk between you guys on the golf course?
Oh, I
Is
just-
it friendly? Like, how's that go?
Yeah, I told him if I beat him at all, because I've beaten him maybe once the entire time we've played. If I beat him at all, I'm going to talk so much crap to him.
You mentioned the anxiety of this tournament. Playing in the Super Bowl versus that first tee with everyone around you. Tell me.
Well, I'm a professional football player, so like I've taken 20,000 reps of that. I have not taken 20,000 reps of golfing in front of that many people, so it's a little bit different.
All right, I have to ask you a complete side question, not
Love
related to playing
sidebars.
golf. Sidebar to last night, karaoke.
Yes.
You sang Creed.
I did.
And you crushed. I got to tell you, he didn't win. When you started singing Creed, like I think I kind of had like a little tear.
With
We
arms
had,
wide
like,
open, baby.
I think people had like lighters out.
I did. I saw
mean,
some
that
lighters.
how did you pull that off?
You know what? I sing Creed, Nickelback, or Hinder, so that's about that. That's my range. You know, I had to sing Kelly Clarkson one time at the NFL Honors, and that was a struggle for me. So just got to know your role.
Are you
and just
happy
attack
with your performance? Like, were you pleased?
I was stoked with it. You know, I mean, it gets the people going. You got to know your crowd too, and I think it was a Creed crowd. I think there's some
Side note
collusion.
on
There's
that.
some
Yeah.
collusion.
There was a lot of people were
Lot of
fired up
collusion.
about the Creed.
Alfonso Ribeiro absolutely crushed Tennessee whiskey last night.
Apparently
that
he-
guy's a showstopper.
all
I
he
just had
d-
to get that in.
All he does is crush, from what I've heard.
I'm curious, what are you crushing outside of the course? Obviously, maybe some beers, but you hitting the tables, extracurriculars, you getting in the water?
I love to get in the water. I get in the water so far every day. I've been here at 6
Let's
a.m.
go.
for my tee
Nice.
time. So
Little plunge?
Little plunge. It's been fantastic.
Oh.
And then besides that, I'm gonna go crush a boat with my wife here in a
go.
little bit.
That's
And
gonna be a
she's
great
actually
time.
called me twice, and I'm in trouble. So
yeah,
sorry, sweetie.
let's get you to the boat.
Yeah, we
Thank
should
you,
probably
guys.
wrap
Get
things
this
up.
man in the water.
George Kittle, thanks so much for the time, man, and have a great rest of the weekend.
Happy
here
to
in
be here,
Tahoe.
boys.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, we're back here on NSN Tonight after this. Our coverage of the American Century Championship continues here at Edgewood. Of course, a celebrity-packed field, a lot of huge names out here, but often we like to talk about the names that aren't here. And recently, on social media, we saw some hacks from one King James. LeBron James apparently taking up golf, Chris Murray. Well, let's just say he's not nearly as good as that as he is at basketball, but he's trying and he's putting it out publicly, so shout out to him.
Said he had a lot of fun doing it as well. I wouldn't say it's the most natural swing, but he is a great athlete. Maybe it does come around with a little more practice. He's got a little bit more juice in those basketball legs, maybe then switches over to golf. We know there are a lot of great NBA stars and former NBA players in this year's field, and they tend to do really well. I think if you threw LeBron in this, he'd be battling for last place, but maybe in the future, he won't be taking divots on practice swings.
Gosh, he is a presence over that tee. I mean, he's like squatting down. Like, we got to get some clubs fitted for one LeBron James. But naturally, we had to ask some of the NBAers in the field out here at the ACC what they think about King James, leg golfer. Your thoughts on LeBron James, the golfer?
I've seen the video a couple times. It looks like he's having fun out there. That's the most important thing. I'm not
a little divot with the driver. You love to see it.
A little divot. I can't. You're asking me to critique another golfer. It's not too good because I don't want them doing that to my swing. So it's good to see him out there against some hacks in, and he's going to get better every time he goes out.
Your thoughts on LeBron's swing and his golf game as it's in its infancy?
I live out in LA. We'll be talking about a lot coming soon if he's going to get on the course.
little divot with the driver. No big deal.
Look, LeBron's a supreme athlete. He'll figure it out.
He apparently is getting into it. Your thoughts?
Well, LeBron is a spectacular athlete. His career speaks for itself. Once he retires, seems like he's going to play forever. Once he does, he's so athletic and so strong. He'll figure it out. He doesn't have to swing real hard with his strength and his size, but he's so competitive. It's only a matter of time before he figures it out.
Maybe you saw they put it on the leaderboard, LeBron, we're waiting for you, and then they listed all the NBA names that are here. You think LeBron ever makes it to the ACC?
I think he will. I mean, once he retires and he gets his golf game where he feels comfortable, you know, everyone talks, you know, big, but when you're in competitive mode like this and you actually have to hit shots and post a score, it's much more difficult. And, you know, some of the guys at the top always have played in a lot of these over the years or in different tournaments and competitive things, so they have an advantage. Those 2-3 foot putt, you know, gets a little more difficult, but LeBron's such a spectacular athlete. It's only a matter of time before he figures it out. I don't think you can ever count him out.
He got his first, few swings out there. I talked to him last week, and he told me how much fun he had. You know, there's something to work with that swing, though. That's kind of what I was going for. He's got good bones and a good, foundation that if he spends a little bit of time, probably gets a little bit of coaching, however much long he's playing on the court, he's got potential for sure. So I'm excited to see it.
Him being 6'7", don't see a whole lot of golfers that tall. Do you think he could play out here and maybe even be a competitor?
Out here? I mean, Charles plays, so probably.
Low blow there from Steph at Chuck, who, of course, holed out from 90 yards today. He probably saw that soundbite and said, I'm going to show you something on Friday, Steph Curry. Sure enough, maybe LeBron does end up out here one day in those retirement years, if he ever retires.
I think that would be awesome. There's a lot of talk. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan or LeBron James? We did see Michael Jordan out here for a really long time. He hasn't been out for a decade plus, but he was always one of the biggest draws, so maybe he does follow in his Ernest's footsteps and eventually does make it out to Edgewood.
I used to come as a fan, of course, in my teenage years. They used to have a Corbell, like, pop a bottle moment between holes. MJ popped a bottle of champagne, and some of it got on my arm.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, wow.
You haven't watched that arm
MJ,
since.
I have not watched it in over a decade. Nonetheless, there is one person you want to talk to when it comes to getting contestants in the field, and he is someone that gets name dropped by all these celebrities each and every year. It is Jonathan Thomas, President and CEO of American Century Investments. Our Alex Margulies had a chance to catch up with him for our yearly chat here at the ACC.
And we're joined now by Jonathan Thomas, CEO, American Century Investments. We were just talking. I've been here a long time, 12 years at this tournament, but you got me beat. 20 years now that you've been here in South Lake Tahoe, 27 for American Century. I mean, it's just crazy to see all these, think of all these memories and amazing things that have happened in this golf course.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Alex, for pointing that out, too, by the way. I'm sure just by looking at us, they know I've been here longer than you have. But, yeah, 20 years, it's been fantastic to watch this tournament grow, to see what it's turned into, you know. Back then, we were kind of begging to get celebrities in here. We had a few thousand people walking around, a few 100,000 watching on TV. You fast forward 20 years, we got 80,000 people on site. We got waiting lists of hundreds of people to get into here. And, you know, we have 5.5 to 6 million viewers on TV. It's a whole different ballgame than it used to be.
Okay, you talk about a waiting list to get in. Some names that have been floating around out there include LeBron James, maybe potentially coming down here at some point. How much would you enjoy seeing him on the shores of Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, there's two people that I really wish we could get here: Tom Brady, and LeBron. And I don't know if this is a push or pull story, to tell you the truth. I don't know if we want him or he wants here, but somehow or another the rumor got started, and even on the scoreboard yesterday, somebody put "LeBron, we're waiting for you" on top of the scoreboard. So, yeah, it'd be fantastic to have him out here.
We heard Steph talking about his golf swing yesterday. He said even at 6'7", he thinks he can get it done. He said, look, if Chuck can play at 6'7", I think LeBron will just be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of these really big guys, George Kittle's a great example. Have you seen him putt yet?
No.
He squats down to probably 4 feet off the ground when he putts. It's very unusual. And I said, why do you do that? And he said, well, there's no really tall, good golfers, putters in golf, so he gets so low. So make sure you catch him. But yeah, Steph's amazing. I had the opportunity to play with him a couple days ago. You know, not only is he one of the best athletes to walk the earth ever, but he's grounded, he's humble, he's kind, he's thoughtful. I couldn't think of a better ambassador for us out here in Lake Tahoe.
George Kittle among some of the newcomers this year. Grant Hill is in that group. How excited are you? I mean, every year you're able to bring in a really good handful of new members of this tournament.
Yeah, it's hard, right? I mean, because for every time we bring in Greg Kittle, George Kittle or somebody, it means we have one less person from the previous year.
Yeah.
So the turnover is hard. On average, each player gets invited back 5 times. But when they get to that 5th year, 6th year, you know, they think that they should be the exception. But, you know, we have some people that have been here, you know, Jim McMahon and Jack Wagner have been here all 36 years. Marcus Allen and Joe Theismann have almost made all those as well.
Incredible. All right. You were telling me a really fun story. Speaking of, once you get here, you definitely want to come back. And you were telling us about Matthew Tkachuk. He had maybe different motives as to why he really wanted to come back after year 1.
Yeah, well, first of all, what an amazing person. He started playing in the NHL at 18 years old, which is incredible. He obviously comes from a legacy of accomplished hockey players. But last year was his first year. He had just won the Stanley Cup. He was, you know, the way I like to say it is nobody was having more fun than Matthew Tkachuk last year. Had a great time. Tournament ended on Sunday. Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm back at the office. My phone's ringing. It's Matthew calling. He's texting me. I'm like, oh, my God, you know, something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
I was worried.
Like, why is he calling me already?
So I pick up the phone. I talk to him, and he's like, you know, JT, I don't want to be presumptuous. I'm not asking for an invite. I just want to know. He goes, I've looked at next year's calendar, and I see when it's scheduled. Is there a chance I'm going to get invited back? I said, absolutely, Matthew. You're fantastic. Everyone loved you. You're great with the fans. And then he said, okay. Because my wedding is scheduled for the same weekend as the American Century Championship next year. And you know what happened. He's here, and he moved his wedding to next weekend.
Honey, you know that wedding date we picked out? Well, it conflicts with being in Tahoe. You think we can make this work? We're going to have to ask him about that. That's great. All right. I know we get to enjoy ourselves out here. A lot of fun with the different celebrities and being out here in beautiful Lake Tahoe. But there is a big mission here as well for your company with American Century in terms of the things that you do to give back to charity and the way that you're able to impact lives. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have 2 major charitable aspects of this event. The first one is we've raised about $8 million over the tournament that we give out to about 40 local and national charities, and there's a great process here in Lake Tahoe where that money is allocated out. So that's kind of the local on-site stuff tied to the event. But every day of the year, every year of the decade, and actually ever since the year 2000, American Century also directs over 40% of our profits each and every year to medical research to find cures for cancer and other gene-based diseases. And since the year 2000, that has amounted to over $2.2 billion that we fund. So when you buy an ETF or a mutual fund or have an IRA with American Century, not only are you creating wealth for your future, you're creating better health for the world.
20 years for Jonathan here at the American Century Championship. Always a pleasure to have you on our show. Thanks so much.
Thank you, and I'm thrilled you got to go to the karaoke this year.
That was good. Well, some stories on that later.
Okay, good.
1. Always great to connect with Jonathan Thomas, as we now have a wish list put together of who we would love to see out here. Of course, there are a lot of great names and great faces, and the head is on a swivel each and every day, but we have a bit of a wish list, and I love this wish list. There's a lot of them, including, of course, a one-time Wolfpack legend in Nate Burleson.
Yeah, that would be really cool. We haven't seen a former Wolfpack player in this tournament. I think Tom Brady is obviously the big name. He does play a lot of these made-for-TV golf events. I think Bill Murray back in the day might be too old to come out here. He's a staple at Pebble Beach. Mark Wahlberg, we've got some great actors. I think he might top the list in terms of star power. And if you're looking at comedians, maybe an Adam Sandler out there as well. So there are definitely a lot of great players in this field. I would throw The Rock in there. He said that he once drove a ball 490 yards. I'd like to see what he can do up here at elevation. And then if we want somebody who could actually win it, Kenny G. Saxophone guru.
Good golfer?
Yeah, he's like a scratch, even better than scratch golfer.
Wow, and then he could probably line up a gig up here at State Line around the same time.
Go.
I like Barack Obama. Shoot for the stars and get the one-time POTUS in the house. We'll have to see. All right, coming up next here on the ACC, well, you'll have to see. But first things first, we asked a bunch of guys and gals, who's the best golfer you've ever played around with? Best golfer you've ever played with?
Jordan Spieth. Probably Fred Couples.
Colin Morikawa.
Once won the Barracuda Championship over in Reno. That was his first professional win. Best golfer you've ever played with?
Arnold Palmer,
No big deal.
the best ever.
I played 9 holes with Jack Nicklaus. So take that, Vinny.
Back here on NSN Tonight, and thrilled to be joined by the Hall of Famer Grant Hill, a first-timer here at the American Century Championship. How's it been so far?
It's been spectacular. I tell you, with the people here at the American Century Championship, I've admired it from afar, watching on TV, but to get here up close and personal, up close and in person, everyone who puts it on, the volunteers, the fans, and of course Lake Tahoe. I mean, this is it's breathtaking. So it's been. The only thing that hasn't been great is my game, but that's not. It is what it is.
Yeah, as long as you're realistic, right? As long as you're realistic.
Very realistic.
You've got an excuse. It's not like you've been playing your whole life. So you brought up the game 2019. I guess what made you want to give golf a try, and why have you enjoyed it and stuck with it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, if you knew how much I used to dog golf, like I was a golf hater for so long. I used to say any activity where you wear pants is not a sport. But really, Jim Nance actually got me into golf, and we worked together for years during the Final Four. And he said, "Look, you have to play," and he got me, sponsored me into a great course, a great club, and I said, "Hey, if Jim Nance says I have to play, I have to play." So I thank Jim from time to time. And I blame Jim from time to time.
As you should, yeah, pointing the finger at the legend. First time in this region, first time at this historic, incredible, world-renowned lake. What do you think of it all?
It's beautiful. I mean, the weather, the views. I mean, I haven't seen all of Lake Tahoe.
Of course.
But to be able to see it from the golf course, it's just, it's. I see why everyone comes here. And so it's my first time here. I'm grateful for the tournament for bringing me here. And hopefully, we'll, as a family, we'll get back here more often, not just for this tournament, but for vacation, for skiing, for all of it. So my wife and my youngest daughter are here. I think they're having more fun than I had out there on the round today. But as a family, we're enjoying our trip for sure.
You jumping in the water? Have you yet?
Every morning and every afternoon.
Yes,
so
as you should.
Yes.
I'd love to hear that.
Yes.
You mentioned skiing, like we're talking about on the hills, the snow. Big man on
so
skis?
so it's funny. So I had obviously a bunch of injuries during my career, and I never thought that I would ever ski. But when I retired 2013, that winter, I don't want to deprive my children, who at the time were 11 and 5. So we went to Vail, and I was on the magic carpet and the bunny slope for the entire week. But then when we came back the following year, I graduated off the bunny slope.
Look at
that. And now I'm nothing reckless, just greens and blues. But we used to go every year, sometimes twice a year. And with the ankle and all that, I'm fine. I'm locked in. I'm good. I love it. But once COVID has happened, my daughters are older. They're into sports. They're winners. It just hasn't been able to work out. But we will be empty nesters soon, and so my wife and I will hopefully check out the slopes here in
Got
Lake
some
Tahoe.
black diamonds in your future.
No moguls, no black diamonds, no
Put 'em
blacks.
in the half pipe.
No. Just keep it simple, man. I want to cruise.
Obviously, you guys are all fans of each other out here in terms of the contestants. Do you have anyone that's like you're a huge fan of out here?
Oh man, there's so many guys to admire. I mean, I just walked in, I saw Jerome Bettis, who I've played with before in Atlanta, but just who he is as a player, as a person. Jerry Rice, the GOAT is here. Stephen Curry, obviously, he bailed us out last summer with USA basketball at the Olympics.
He did all right.
There's just what I'm seeing is all these great athletes and great celebrities, everyone mutually excited to be in the midst of one another, and just the mutual respect, understanding like what it takes to do it at a high level. And now most of us, there are a few that are still doing it, but those that have done it and are retired now, just to be a part of this community, part of this fraternity, part of this bond, part of this American Century Championship bond is special. So I feel a part of it now that I'm here although there's a little bit of rookie hazing going on,
As it should be.
You mentioned Steph bailing you guys out, so you're all part of the Olympic team and choosing the roster. I know you won an Olympic gold medal in the Atlanta Games in 1996. This is a very exclusive tournament that people are begging to get into. How much are people begging to get on Team USA?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting you say that. And we appreciate the interest from everyone. As managing director, picking the team, the coaching staff, managing, the logistics, everything that goes into it. The fact that our players and our guys want to play, we're very, very appreciative of that. There's only 12 spots, and it's not necessarily an all-star team, the 12 best players, but the best fit in the roles, and it's hard. It's hard to tell legends, future Hall of Famers, guys who've been a part of the program in years past. You wish you could have a team of 20, and make it much easier. But I think because of the success of the program, because of the gold medals, because of the tradition, the history, and the fact that it only happens, once every 4 years, there just continues to be a great deal of interest, and we're going to need that in 2028 in Los Angeles. The rest of the world, the game is globalized. I think there was Argentina was good in the early 2000s. Spain had some good teams, but now you got France, you got Serbia, you got Canada, you got Germany, and so there's 4 or 5 teams now that are all in contention. So we're going to need those guys to want to do it, and we're going to have to pick a good team and go over and respect our opponent. And we have time. We have time between now and 28, but that'll come up soon.
Last one, we are proud to be the NBC affiliate down in Reno.
Yeah.
And of course, we are so excited to have the NBA back on NBC. You're going to be a part of that. Insert round ball rock into my veins. I'm so excited. I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah. Well, first of all, when NBC had the NBA and back when I was healthy and in my prime in the 90s, it was one of those moments when they were on your game, you got excited for it as a player. And now, for me personally, many years later, now on the broadcast, like I'm excited for the NBA to have the quality of broadcast, the ability to elevate the broadcast, shine a light on the spectacular players, the endless talent that exists in the NBA, and to be a part of that team too. Like, man, I'm so thrilled. So I can't wait. I usually like my summers and I want to like enjoy them, but I kind of can't wait for the start of the season. The NBA on NBC, great talent going on. You got still some older players who are legacy, who are legends. You got new legends in the making. I can't wait.
And a legend in between us, the Hall of Famer Grant Hill. Thanks so much for the time. -9 points day one, by the way. Let's get you in the positives by Sunday, okay?
Oh, man. Hey, you know what? I like you, man. The power of positive thinking.
Let's go. All right. Thanks so much for the time.
Appreciate
and
you
enjoy
guys.
the rest of your weekend.
Thank
All
you
right, we're
guys.
back right after this on NSN Tonight. NSN Tonight from the ACC rolls on. Ryan Fitzpatrick stopping by the desk. What, half a dozen years or so out here? But it's like the first time every time, is it not?
It is. I'm a little more experienced, so I have less double bogeys now, but I need to be able to find a way to get more birdies and pars than I did today. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your love of golf and what brought you out here in the first place many years ago.
I really enjoy playing, enjoy being out here with the guys. Really, it's the fellowship. It's on the course, but it's also all the off-the-course activities that we do, just sitting down by the beach, the meals, sitting by a fire at night, those kind of things. American Century does such a great job of hosting this and allowing guys to be able to feel like they can just be themselves and be around each other, and they create a great family environment.
How about the spectators? And you've probably watched this thing before you joined and the way it's grown and hole 17. I mean, just getting to interact and getting up close and personal, what's that like?
Yeah, it's great. And one of the great things, too, the volunteers that do this every single year, they're at the same holes every year. And so you start to develop a relationship with them. But the fans have been great. They obviously, now that Kittle's in the tournament and Juszczyk, they love following their 49ers. You've got Curry, so the Golden State fans love coming out here.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's like, when they say hi to me, I got to figure out which team they like, because there's 9 different ones that I played on. But a lot of great people out here, and it's a fun time for us.
So I'm a Bills fan, so you're near and dear to my heart.
A lot of Bills fans out here. There's a lot of 17 jerseys
Is that
out
the place that you feel like you made your biggest mark? I know you had a lot of great stops, but it seems like that's where your career kind of broke for you.
Yeah, I mean, I spent 4 seasons there, which everywhere else was 1 or 2 years. But I enjoyed, especially in the second half of my career, all the places I went were magnificent. But yeah, I think I identify most with the Bills fans.
And now your second career joining us in the broadcast world. What's it just been like to be on TV? And did you learn anything that maybe you didn't realize as the athlete part of the whole process?
It's been great. I'm going on year 4 now. So I think part of it, I was just super lucky the time that I retired. Amazon just so happened to be filling a desk, and those spots are hard to come by. Yeah. And so I think really appreciating that opportunity and knowing that fans want to hear my perspective and the way that I see things, maybe some of my shared experiences that I've had with guys. Andrew Whitworth was a teammate of mine. Of course. But also helping them understand the game a little bit better. I think it's been a lot of fun and something I've really enjoyed.
You're one of the fortunate 90 who get an invitation into this field. That's a dream for a lot of athletes. It sounds like your brother had a dream come true. Earlier this week, he was singing Creed with George Kittle during the karaoke contest, but he didn't stop at one Creed song.
Yeah, so George Kittle, his daughter, is George is her favorite player of all time. So that was big enough. George had FaceTimed his daughter earlier in the day, which was huge. But my brother, even more so than being a Kittle fan, is a Creed fan. We went to the Creed concert that was in Phoenix last year with Brian Urlacher, who's also a huge Creed guy.
Is he?
And my brother Sean volunteered to go up on stage and sing the karaoke with Kittle, which was great. And then, as you mentioned, we took it to the Lucky Beaver, and we put in 10 songs in a row into touch tunes of Creed and got the whole bar going.
Incredible. That must have been a
nice.
vibe. Ryan, anything else you want to add before we let you go?
Let's see. We hit football. We hit golf. We hit Creed. I mean, what else can we talk about?
Right?
So,
yeah.
Let's hit the beard. You or Jason Orth, better beard. Yours is much more well-kept. His is a mess.
Great. No, but it's great, though. There's all kinds of different ways and styles. And I'll say, for me, it used to be like I just wake up and try to, pull it straight. Now, every now and again, when I'm trying to show off a little bit, I've got daughters, so they're showing me these techniques. I've got the blow dryer going. Yeah. Sometimes I'll curl it underneath. I mean, it's a whole thing now.
And that's a sponsorship made in heaven there.
You would think.
All right, Ryan Fitzpatrick, 1 point on day 1. Let's keep you in the positives throughout the weekend. Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you,
All
guys.
right, we're back right after this. Almost time to say goodbye here on this Friday from the back deck at Edgewood. We always love the new things they add each and every year, and this year there was a pitch, chip, and putt challenge, and it was a little battle of the sexes. You got to get out there and watch it.
Yeah, it was fun. So it was 3 women against 3 men. The 3 women were Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, Annika Sorenstam, the obviously all-time golf great, and then Dylan Dreyer. And then on the men's side, it was Zach Levine, it was Alex Caruso, and there was one other person out there, Derek Carr.
That's right.
So they all got 2 shots from 3 different locations, and then they got the closest of those 6 combined shots from all 3 locations. Whoever had the closest cumulative score over those 3 won, and the women ended up taking the title.
We captured it as well as we could. Here's what it looked like.
putt. Coming down. Oh, that's really good. Gotta go. Perfect line. Ooh. Break. Settle down. Oh. Kathy with the winning putt.
I'm not a good putter, so that was a little bit of a great read for Monica. It's always good to see, Alex and Zach and Derek before me putt. So, after you see 6 or 7 putts, I better get that close. But no, this is so fun. I am a recreational golfer. Try to get my golf in with my kids at home and a group of guys that I play with. But so fun being out here, and just blessed to have NBC and the American Century to run this championship.
Girl power.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, hitting good golf shots in front of people is nerve-wracking. I can imagine. Only imagine.
That's probably why they got 2 shots each. There were a couple
Yeah.
of flubs on those chip and pitch attempts. But they do say, what is it, drive for show, putt for dough. If you're good around the green, then you're good as a golfer. And the women showed that they were really good. And it wasn't all Annika Sorenstam shots either.
right.
Everybody chipped in that. So the men take an L, a little bit tail between the legs, and Alex Caruso is one of the best golfers in this field.
He
So
had a great day.
He may have taken that one a little bit personally.
And he got fired up and played a great round on Friday, sure enough. All right, we're almost done here. Got to let you know what's coming up this weekend, because we're only going to keep things moving. Our 19th hole special airing on NBC, Fox 11, as well as Nevada Sportsnet, Saturday and Sunday, 7:30, 9:30, 10:35 on Saturday, 6, 7:30, and 10:35 on Sunday, as we cover the heck out of the weekend here at the Celebrity Golf Tournament in South Lake Tahoe. Our guy Pavelski going to get it done, right?
That was our pick, and I think it's going to happen.
He's
And
looking good.
We did talk on yesterday's show, what is the mic and the water count? We're at 1. The over-under was 2.5. You got 2 more in you?
I jumped in this morning.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 more in me. We'll see you tomorrow here at Edgewood.